What it is, y'all, thanks for tuning in here to another episode here on the Speedbug channel. Today we got a day with the Panigale V4. We got that first service that's due. No discredit to the Ducati dealers or anything like that. First service here is pretty basic, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do it myself and save myself here a couple $100. Obviously between both of them and when my X Diablo S comes back from its brake failure issue that you guys saw in my previous video. If you haven't known about that, make sure you check that video out. I posted that one right before this one. So we got the the V4 here. It's got its 600 miles. We go ahead and tighten up the chain because that comes loose over time, meaning it stretches, you know, from it being new, and then now from me jumping on it, speeding, and so on and so forth, it will go and get its shape now and live where it's a little bit supposed to. So we'll go ahead and adjust that with the eccentric hub in the back. We'll get the Ducati here on the stand where the S1000 is, and we'll go ahead as well and start the first service. It's pretty basic. Just make sure to check all the nuts and bolts, fluids, you know, tighten up the chain, make sure that's good, and of course change the oil. So let's go ahead and get this fat pig here on the stand. Fairings off here on the Ducati. We got her all put up here on the Harbor Freight stand that I reviewed. Make sure you check out that video if y'all are thinking about getting one and how this thing is propped up in the air. This thing does wonders for 280 bucks. You can't beat it, you know, like a drum with a hole in it. You can't beat it. So we got the oil pan letting this thing drain, and as you look underneath here, man, Ducati really crammed a lot of shit into this bike. I ain't gonna lie. And I thought the S1000 here was crammed in. Whew! No, I can tell you, but it's a pretty big muffler and everything, you know, is center line underneath. So I'm sure when we upgrade here to the Akrapovic or to, you know, my style, them straight pipes, I'm sure it's going to free up a lot of room. And nonetheless, this thing probably weighs about 20-30 pounds or so. So it's because it's got the mufflers and the cat into it. And who wants to hear muffled noise on such a beautiful machine, you know, here like this? So pretty straightforward. We're just going to let, you know, like I said, the first oil, you know, drain here. Coming out here, easy accessible drain plug. Got the drain plug right there. A little bit of metal shavings on here as usual, magnetic drain plug, but nothing to really, you know, be alarmed with, as you guys can see. And then right here, this metal cap, here's where the cartridge for the oil filter goes. And I'm pretty good friends with the guy at the dealer, and he warned me it's very brittle and it's cast, so it decides to tend to shear and break easily. So if anyone else is doing their own oil change here on their new Panigale V4, when you take these 3 bolts out here, where are they? So you guys can see it. When you take those 3 bolts out there, make sure if this does not come down to release the cartridge on its own, make sure you apply very minimal and even force around it so it does not break, which they had a couple break already at the dealer, so he kind of just forewarned me. And you guys should be okay. So we're gonna get this done up and switched up, and we'll finish it up. So pretty straightforward. I don't think I have to film me putting the oil in the bike. Check your manual, see exactly how much oil is supposed to go in there. I think it's like 4 quarts or something. And you check the eye level, which is on the other side of the bike. After it's on a level surface, it's pretty close to level here with the stand up. The ass is up a little bit, but here's your eye level, here's low, and here's your full. Just make sure it's in that full mark. After you start it, run it, and everything drains back down into the lower crankcase, and you are good to go. Again, we'll tighten up the chain here, make sure it's all lubed up, everything's loose. To do that, you got to have the back tire up. It makes it easier, excuse me, if it's up. And then these are your 2 bolts here for your hub-centric, you know, eccentric hub back here, excuse me. I'm getting ahead of myself. You'll loosen these up, and then you turn this, as you guys can see, you need a spanner wrench. These notches here. You turn that backwards, and the hub will pull the chain back. Now, check your owner's manual or the sticker. My sticker was right here. I took it off, but I already know how much play and everything it's supposed to have within the chain. You'll turn it back very minimal, I mean, I say minimal, very minimal movements on this piece here, which is attached to the hub, and the chain will, you'll see, actually gradually obtain tension from the hub. To loosen it, if you go too much, you push it back the other way. And to make sure everything goes well and right, then you just rotate this, give it a couple turns, because we all know the chain sometimes gets some tight spots, and you're pretty much good, you know. Double check all the nuts and bolts, you know, everywhere, your brake fluids, your clutch fluids, check your gas even, make sure you got some gas in this joker, and you should be pretty much straightforward to be okay. And that's pretty much going to check it for the 600-mile service. Anything else, you know, like I said, turn signals, you know, brake levers, you know, anything else that you normally use, you just want to make sure, double check, make sure your tires are wearing correctly, you know, your brakes are doing good, you know, exhaust is all right, and get back on the road and, you know, have some fun. So other than that, that's going to pretty much do it for the 600-mile service. Again, I'm not going to film me putting oil in here. Again, this is where your oil filter is. It's just a cartridge. I guess I can show you guys the actual cartridge. You got your crush washer that goes around your drain plug, your 2 O-rings that go on that housing, and here's your cartridge that goes up into the motor, all the way up in there. Obviously, it only goes one way, so don't mess that up. Genuine Ducati oil filter. Now that you have the part, you can actually see the part number if anyone wants to order it. Get it from your local Ducati dealer, or check it out on Amazon or eBay or any other Ducati dealer that's willing to give it to you cheaper with free shipping. So, if you're like me, you want to do your own maintenance, save a little bit of bucks, because we all know the bike costs an astronomical amount of money as it is. But, hey, you can't take it with you. You enjoy it while you're here. Enjoy it while you know you only get one life to live. So enjoy it while you can. Money's meant to be spent. What's the use of always having all this if it sits in your bank account and you never use it and you work your whole life? So enjoy it while you can. So that's going to conclude it here for today's video. I hope you like what you saw. I hope this was informative to anyone else doing a Ducati V4 oil change. If you like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't forget to check me out here on Instagram, the Speedbug, same name here as YouTube. And we will see you here for some more Ducati content and every other motorcycle and Corvette content here on the Speedbug channel.